My philosophy when it comes to cycling is get out and ride your bike. No matter what bike you've got, if it's a cheap entry-level bike or you've got a super duper high-end bike, get out and ride your bike. My name is Stuart Howison and this is the story of the revolution of cycling in Dubai.
Hi guys, this is Aishwarya Ajit and welcome to Dove Nourishing Secrets presents Body and Mind Season 3 powered by Alain Dairy. Now cycling, which started off as a primary mode of transportation in the 19th century, has since evolved by leaps. Cut to current times, while it is still a mode of transportation, it is also the livelihood of hundreds of thousands of elite athletes across the world, while still remaining a humble recreational activity. So today we learn from one of the pioneers of cycling in Dubai as to how the whole cycling revolution saddled into action.
It all started on Al Qudra Road about 9 years ago when my good friend Nicholas Brooks and I we'd gone out on a couple of outrides in the city and decided that we wanted to try and find a place that was a lot quieter, with less cars on it, and some place that we could feel safe and secure to go and ride our bikes. We started off with 4 or 5 people. The next week there was 9, 10. The following week there was 20, 30. And so it grew to a point where we had 100 and so people on the road with us. 9 years ago, there was always one very well-known car that would come up past us, a white G-Wagon with a number 1 on the plate. We'd always be very polite and wave to His Highness, thanking him for allowing us to ride on the road. And one Saturday morning, the group was coming back from our coffee ride, and they were pulled over, and everybody thought we were in a lot of trouble now because there's a lot of cyclists on the road. It's obviously something that's unusual. And the gentleman happened to be from the Road and Transport Authority, the RTA, and said that His Highness had seen us on the road. It's very dangerous. His Highness doesn't want to ban it, wants to encourage it, wants to build us a cycle track, and asked us for our input of what we wanted. Within a couple of months, we had the first of the infrastructure going in place of a cycle track going through the desert. 7 years later, there's over 200 kilometers worth of cycle track. That's probably the most iconic and picturesque cycle tracks in the world, and I have cycled pretty much everywhere around the world.
Cycle activism, or cycling as a sport, certainly has a spirit and a soul of its own. It's changed many lives over the years.
Well, cycling has had a very positive impact on my life, both personally and my family life. I have something to look forward to on the weekends. It's helped me lose weight. I've lost 30 kilos in the past 5-6 months now. I've been cycling for 1 year and almost seriously for the last 6 months.
I just joined the cycling group 2 months ago, so I'm a really beginner. In the beginning, I was like falling all over. You can see scratch on my foot, but here it's awesome because they have a slow group that help beginners to get into cycling, and they teach you all the rules, teach you how to cycle in a team, how to cooperate with each other, and it's an awesome experience for beginners to get into cycling.
My job is typically a sitting job, 12 hours a day, and doing anything outdoors used to be only a dream. Started 3 years back, and once it started doing 35 kilometers at an average of 20-22 kilometers used to be an achievement. I could live my week with that happiness. But yeah, 3 years hence, I just finished 105 kilometers with an average of 30 plus, and I'm happy about it. It just keeps getting better.
All right, I'm now joined by the man himself, Stuart, the founder of Cycle Save Dubai, owner of Revolution Cycles, and the creator of Spinny's Dubai 92 Cycle Challenge. Did I get that all right?
Yeah, you did indeed, yeah.
All right, Stuart, before we start, I have a little bit of an admission to make. Please don't judge me.
No judging.
I do not know how to cycle. At least not without the support wheels on the side. I feel very embarrassed being a 32-something, admitting this live on national TV. But that is the fact.
That's awesome. It gives you something to aim for then.
Absolutely. Sure. I want to know a little bit more about the whole cycling culture that is slowly but steadily picking up in Dubai, because I believe you're one of the first to really powered this through, isn't it?
So I'd say that there's always been a really strong cycling community in Dubai. It has definitely grown immensely over the past couple of years, isn't it? There, with the place that we first started riding would be out here on Al Qudra. We were the first guys to be riding out here with Cycle Safe Dubai, and from there it has just exploded and gone exponentially. It's just really got busy.
I mean, it's also a very popular choice of exercise worldwide.
Absolutely.
But what are some of the benefits of cycling, and especially doing it in an outdoor atmosphere like this?
Yeah, so I think there's a lot of benefits that come from it there. You get to sleep better, you're less stressed out, you're healthier lifestyle out there. You get to, from my side of it there, I enjoy my food. I love food. So the more, so the more you cycle, the more you can eat.
Right.
And it's a really healthy lifestyle. Gets you a lot less stressed on it there, and living where we do in Dubai. Dubai is a very high-paced, fast-paced, very stressed-out kind of environment.
Right.
But living very close to the Al Qudra cycle track, got the abilities to be able to come out my front door, ride onto the track, and you've got just over 200 kilometers of the most pristine cycle track in the world.
Very quickly, tell me a little bit about Cycle Safe Dubai. What are some of the future events you have coming up? I understand that you don't like to call it a club, you like to call it a team?
A team, it's a team. A team is something that we refer to Cycle Safe Dubai as a team because it's something where every single member of the team is an important and integral part of the community on there. It's a community-driven and community-based team. Cycling is a team sport. When one person's at the front riding into the wind, the rest of the team sitting behind him are getting a break from the wind. So that's why we call it Team Cycle Safe Dubai.
Okay.
We've got a number of things that we do. Every Friday and every Saturday we've got outrides that we do here on the Al Qudra cycle track. Wednesday nights down at the Dubai Autodrome, we've got rides going on down there.
I mean, I could only imagine the sort of response you get, because this is a Friday and I struggle to find parking out there because of the number of people who are part of this cycling sport. All right, Stuart, as I mentioned at the start, very embarrassingly, I shared a little secret with you that I do not know how to cycle. So how about you show me some basic tips for beginners such as me to sort of get into the sport, shall we?
I'll do one better than that. I'll introduce you to Simon, and Simon is our resident teacher. He'll be able to teach you how to ride a bike, get you comfortable on a bike, and show you all the little tricks and traits that he's got there to get you riding very quickly.
Fantastic. Let's meet Simon then. All right, guys, so a bit of a bummer. I was hoping to actually get on a bike and try a few things, but turns out this stuff is worth 50,000 dirhams, and I'm not worthy to sit on it, says this man right here. He won't let me sit on his bike, but I don't blame you, Simon, because if my bike was worth that much, I wouldn't let anyone near it. Now, as I mentioned before, this is day one for me. So what are some of the tips that you have for beginners?
Well, for a beginner to start with, we'd get you on a smaller bicycle than this one. We'd drop the saddle right down to the bottom. We'd remove the pedals.
Completely
Remove the pedals.
Okay.
And what we would do is we'd use you as a balance bike. And we'd get you moving about 3 to 4 kilometers an hour, basically, just nicely gliding.
Okay.
And then when you get used to that, then we put the pedals back on and we start cycling.
Wow, so on day one, I'm just going to be Flintstoning my way through.
Flintstoning all the way through.
That's interesting. Now, of course, especially for someone like me who's trying this out a little later on in life, because typically this is something you would learn as a kid, I would imagine. There's always this fear factor of falling, which is greater when you're an adult, not so much when you're a child. So how can I combat that?
Basically, the first thing you've got over is actually wanting to learn to ride a bicycle.
Mm-hmm.
So you've wanted to learn, that's your first step over. We're here to help you all the way through. Fear-wise, yes, you may fall, but hopefully you're not going to.
All right, Simon, now I don't want to feel so bad about myself as I do right now. I'm really embarrassed to be a 30-something and to be standing here telling you I've never been on a bike before. Tell me you have clients older than me.
Yes, we have clients older than you. The oldest clients I've ever taught is somebody around 56, 57 years of age.
Okay.
And the youngest, probably 2 to 3 years of age. So,
all right, now I don't feel as bad about myself. So what I'm going to do is get 50,000 dirhams from my back pocket, get myself a bike, and see you next Friday.
See you next Friday on the track.
So guys, I was snubbed by the cyclists here at the Al Qudra cycling track, but I'm not going to take that to heart. They wouldn't let me use any of their bikes, and I don't have one of my own. But you never know, I may come back next week and give it a shot. I'll need to buy a bike though first. All right guys, it's still the middle of the day. I'm parched, so I'm going to cool down with my Alain Dairy green cocktail. What's special about this is that it's got stevia, which is a natural sweetener and a substitute for sugar. Besides that, it's also got kiwi, apple, mango, lime and whatnot. So while I enjoy my drink, why don't you guys go check out a story we did on the ICC Cricket Academy, which not only promotes the sport of cricket but also encourages toddlers and teens to go out there and be active.
Hello and welcome to ICC Academy.
Hello and welcome to ICC Academy. Hello and welcome to ICC Academy.
The ICC Academy hosts 4 different strands here across Dubai. Our first one is coach education. We host level 1s, level 2s and level 3 coaching courses here, and we get candidates from all over the world coming here to take part. The second one is our coaching product, which ranges from our 3-year-olds all the way up to our senior cricket, and we see lots of non-linear development from softball to hardball. We also have a fantastic facility here, 2 ODI recognised individual ovals from the ICC, and what we actually do is provide a great facility for franchise cricketers, the most popular destination that we've got here across the world. And last but not least, we're actually a high performance centre for our UAE-based players, both for men, women and under 16, under 19 players right here in Dubai, so they get the full facility to actually train and compete at the highest level.
The best thing over here is that we get to use one of the best facilities in the country, and a lot of good coaches out here to help us improve our game. And it has helped me improve my mental skills as well, along with my cricketing skills.
Firstly, it's an honor to be part of the ICC scholarship program. It has taught us a lot of moral values as well. It has taught us to take ownership. It has given that we have to take the responsibility, and they're giving us a lot of facilities to use and to use it wisely. It's a great opportunity over here.
I think the key thing here is to find the balance between fun, enjoyment and obviously transferring that into a passion. Scientifically, we know acquiring autonomy in a particular task starts from around about 13. So up until then, we should encourage our children to do everything, every sport out there in order to get the different sort of skills and agilities and the skills required to perform different aspects of the discipline of cricket. So fielding, batting, bowling, wicket keeping, up until the age of 13, let's really enjoy it. Let's enjoy the movement patterns. More importantly, let's enjoy learning, because I think that's a really big thing.
Time now for a break, and before we go, here is a celebrity who's going to share with us some of his favorite fitness mantra.
Hi, I'm Ruslan Mumtaz and you're watching Body and Mind Season 3. To me, fitness is actually a way of life. It's like, it's as important as maybe waking up and brushing or having a bath or any normal human activities. It is that important. I sometimes think that I also became an actor because acting is such a profession where you need to be fit, and I love to be fit. So it really helps me in that perspective that I am very conscious about my fitness, about what I eat, about my health. Compared to all the people my age or my friends or my school friends, I am so much fitter than them. To the viewers, I would like to say that work out every day. Go for a walk, go for a jog, maybe do some push-ups, maybe do some squats or anything that you can do easily. But if you do it daily, if you do it every day of your life, you will always be fit.
Welcome back to Dove Nourishing Secrets presents Body and Mind Season 3, powered by Elaine Dairy. Now, I didn't get to ride a bike earlier today, but I hope to get on the saddle at some point because, come on, it's about time. But today I'm at Cycle Bistro Cafe, not to ride a bike, but to learn more about the paleo diet. Confused? Don't be. Paleo diet is actually a prehistoric eating style of us humans, but is it right for us modern day species? Let's find out. So to decode this mystery, I have with me the executive chef of Cycle Bistro Cafe, Chef Wisdom or Chef Wizzy. Hi Chef, how's it going?
Hi Ash, Good.
So Chef, wisdom is going to be throwing some wisdom our way.
Yeah, definitely.
Sorry about
definitely.
the cliche joke. I'm sure you've heard this a lot.
Yeah.
Now, Chef, I want to know a little bit more about the Cycle Bistro Cafe because, I mean, this is a cycle hub at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So your sort of clientele are people who lead a very active lifestyle, which is one of the key principles of the paleo diet, which is to not lead a sedentary lifestyle alongside clean eating. So tell me a little bit more about Cycle Bistro Cafe.
Okay, I'll tell you more about Cycle Bistro Cafe. Like you said, we are healthy eating restaurant. We are one of the few paleo restaurants in Dubai, and all our meats and vegetables are clean, organic vegetables. We have free-range chicken, grass-fed animals. That's what we use here.
I believe that your menu over here is fusion. You have a little bit of everything.
Yes.
Okay, so let's start off with the first dish over here, which is a breakfast dish, a masala dosa. Chef, I'm a South Indian, and I might be really offended if you really messed with the masala dosa because we prepare this blindfolded at home. I eat this
good.
every day.
This
Tell
is
me,
good.
tell me about this one.
Okay, so you have here, like you said, I'm not using rice on this one.
Okay, so this is not rice flour.
No rice flour. I'm using the almond flour, coconut flour, ghee. And what I do with it is stuff the sweet potato cooked in masala and the beetroot. And on top you could see is the pickled beetroot, which cuts down the sweetness of the potatoes inside.
You know, Chef, it's actually quite delicious, and I'm not being polite over here. First, when I saw this dish, I'm like, where's the sambar? We need some sambar. But because with the masala dosa, there's so much going on, I don't miss a sambar. And what I like about the sweet potato filling instead of a regular high starch regular potato is that it sort of offsets the savory, crispy crepe on the outside. You get a little bit of sweetness of the sweet potato along with the pickled beetroot on top. And I really like your coconut chutney as well because it's got some different elements that we typically wouldn't use, like the kefir lime, so that's got a bit of a Thai twist to it.
Yeah, it
On the whole-
uplifts all the
On the
things,
whole,
yes.
I'm not offended by this dish. I actually quite enjoyed it. Now, Chef.
I'm glad. I'm glad.
Thank you. Now, moving from one South Indian classic, we're moving on to something that all of India loves and swears by, a biryani. So, to not hurt the sentiments of our Indian viewers at home, how have you recreated an Indian classic dish which is traditionally so rich into a healthier paleo version?
Okay, so basically here I've used quinoa, which is really good in your health, and the substitute of rice. We've used the quinoa, which is very healthy in the amino acids, which has the 9 amino acids which are healthy in your body. And I've used the vegetables. You can see the cauliflower, broccoli, carrots, and I've garnished with the nuts, and I've used the papadums.
Yeah,
I've used
so
sweet
the
potato
quinoa is, spiced as a regular biryani, but of course there's no chicken. You've used the best vegetables, very like good carb vegetables, so like the broccoli and the cauliflower. Now tell me a little bit about the condiments on the plate. Let's start with this one because typically we would have this with a yogurt raita. But tell me about your raita.
So I have my raita, which is coconut cream, and we make it in-house.
Yep.
And we use a little bit of the cucumber to bind it together. What I've used here is the pomegranate to give it that bite to eat. And you could see my kachumba salad here is nice and rustic, not finely chopped. It's all rice and rustic. And then you can see my papadums here. You can't go wrong with the papadums with
I was
the
going to ask you what this is, and when
Yeah.
you told me these are papadums, I was shocked. I mean, of course, this is not our typical papadums, which are deep fried. This is actually dehydrated sweet potato, which is not deep fried, so it makes it, so much more healthy.
Exactly.
Chef, I really like it. I'd be lying if I told you I like this more than a traditional biryani, which is made of rice, but this is supposed to be healthy. So I think you've done great with that.
Thank you.
Moving on to a dessert, which we don't have time to cover. I will have it off camera, but this is also gluten-free, dairy-free, sugar-free.
Sugar-free. The only thing which makes it sweet is the maple syrup, which is really good as well.
Chef, today I've learned quite a few things about the paleo diet. It's one that I'm going to read up more on and try, perhaps preparing at home. My daughter will love these because she loves papadum, so I'm going to be giving her dehydrated sweet potatoes from now. It's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you.
Although the paleo diet has been somewhat of an eye-opener, I'm still not ready to give up on dairy. As you can probably tell by my Alain Dairy camel milk right here. Did you guys know that camel milk is actually a great way to boost liver enzyme function, particularly for diabetic patients? besides so many other benefits that it has. So I'm going to continue drinking this, if that's okay. All right, it's time for us to head to a short break. But before that, Signal have an important message that they would like to share with all of us about how 92% of the ingredients in their products are all natural. Welcome back to Dove Nourishing Secrets presents Body and Mind Season 3, powered by Elaine Farms. Now, throughout the season, I've been fortunate enough to try some really unique spa treatments. Today, however, I really have no idea. Although my producers did give me a teeny hint, apparently it's like a journey into the sea. Not sure what that means. All that and more at the stunning Waldorf Astoria in Russell Kema. As I walked in and saw the underwater themed interiors, things started to make more sense. We began the treatment with a foot ritual where I dipped my feet in warm, soapy water, followed by a quick scrub. On the massage bed, I received a deep, relaxing massage using lavender and rosemary oil. Just when I anxiously waited for the surprise element, there it was. My bed sank under, giving the feeling of a warm, dry flotation effect. My therapist sweetened the experience with an oh-so-relaxing head massage. And it doesn't end there. We took a short walk to one of the outdoor spa cabanas where, while enjoying the fresh breeze and sound of the waves, I was all set for my facial. My therapist first cleansed and toned my face, followed by the seaweed face mask where my face was covered in fresh seaweed leaves. What a day it has been, and it's only getting better from here because I'm under the palm trees facing the sandy beaches of the Waldorf Astoria, Russell Kema. All I can think of is laying on one of those beach beds and enjoying a mocktail or two, which I'm going to do shortly. But before that, I would like to say a quick hello to the spa manager right here, Louise. Hi.
Hi.
What an incredible experience that was. I have never in my life been on a floating bed while having a massage. Tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, sure. Okay, so today you had our ocean to shore experience. Our spa is based on a theme of under the sea, under the water. So we have various treatments that are a little bit different and based around the water. So you were on our dry flotation bed. You had a 45-minute relaxation massage prior to then the bed being released. So it gives you this feeling of being surrounded by the water, but obviously it's dry, as you realised, while you're having a 15-minute scalp massage at the same time.
Yes.
So it's designed, the dry flotation is designed to release stress, help clear the mind so that you sleep better at night.
It definitely was very relaxing because she started off with, you know, a regular massage, and I really like the scent from the lavender rosemary oil that she used. And then she moved on to the best bit about the massage, if you ask me, which is the floating bed. And as the bed sort of sunk in, I felt like I was on a balloon while it was deflating. So it was a bit of an unnerving experience, but once you settle down, it's actually quite relaxing.
Yes,
you almost feel cradled like a baby.
That's right.
And the warmth from the bed really relaxes the muscles.
Yeah.
And once we were finished with that, you know, I had my little walk where I got to enjoy the beautiful property, you know, with the view of the beach. And then we go into one of these outdoor spa cabanas. And I really enjoyed having an outdoor facial. Initially, I thought it would be a bit invasive. They're going to be guests. But honestly, you don't care because you're enjoying the treatment so much. You can hear the birds, the water. It's so much more relaxing than just an indoor room with the air conditioning on.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so we have one cabana set up for the spa, which we obviously offer spa treatments. Today you had Restoring Ripples, which is a 90-minute facial, again from Voya, which the main ingredients again is the seaweed. So basically the oils and the vitamins go through the pores in your body, in your face, and they help with anti-aging, hydration. There's a lot of benefits for them.
Louise, I'm not going to lie, the smell of fresh seaweed is a bit of an acquired taste. I'm not going to lie, but then it was very relaxing, and it's a small price to pay for beauty, isn't it? Because it's so good for your skin at the end of the day. Until now, I've only ever had seaweed in my sushi, and I think I'm going to stick to that one. Well, Louise, it's been an absolute pleasure. I'm going to head to one of those beach beds right there and enjoy a mocktail or two. Would you like to join me?
Oh, definitely. Thank you very much.
Just when I think I've seen it all and experienced it all when it comes to spa treatments, the show makes me realize that there's so much more to explore. Speaking of exploration, we'll be doing more of that this time next week, so make sure you join in. But for now, I think my sunbed is calling me. See you.